The Big 12 Week 11 preview and picks edition of the Big 12 Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is offering new users a $1,000 risk-free bet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, props, game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time has last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase today. And welcome, everybody, to the Big 12 College Experience, part of Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Thursday, November 9th, we got a full slate, Week 11 in the Big 12. These races are coming right down to the wire, just like we said they would in the preseason. Crunch time is here, and we'll get it right into all these games on the other side. But if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. And joining me each and every episode on the Big 12 College Experience, born in Provo, Utah, family in Ames, Iowa. He is a walking contradiction because he lives in Morgantown, West Virginia. He is Rambling Rush. Rush, you ready for a good weekend in the Big 12? It's a great slate.
Yes, fantastic slate. And it's the type of slate I grew up with. You know, Solid noon games, solid 3:30 games, West Virginia 7 o'clock, and then BYU nice 10:15, the way it should be. You know, get that West Virginia high and come down to some nice BYU playing in Provo. I'm ready to go for this week.
I know, and we'll talk about the scenarios real quick before we dive into the slate. But first, we got to introduce third man in the box, because you guys know him as the Big 12 guru, because he's always fighting a family civil war. He's got family in Norman and Stillwater. I don't know if they've made up after the Oklahoma State Cowboys said the Sooners fucking pack into the SEC in the final bedlam. But he is Troy Chewning, a.k.a. the weed growing. What was the rest of the saying? Green mowing. I totally butchered that. He is the Big 12 guru, though. He's Troy Chewning. What's up, man?
Man, I'm excited to kind of take advantage of some of these lines that seem like they were.
Did we lose Troy?
I think we lost Troy, but with that smirk on his face,
of league stuck with him or something like that, because he's just. Oh man, I must have cut out.
Well, yeah, you did.
Is it working better now?
You're better now.
Okay,
You're
cool.
back.
Well, I was just saying, I'm excited to take advantage of some of these lines. Some of these lines are completely wrong. Like, people haven't even been watching the games for the last few weeks wrong. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a couple short lines. There's a couple big lines that we'll dive into. Let's go right over the scenarios. I know we walked through it the other day. At the top of the Big 12 standings, we have Texas and Oklahoma State sitting at 5-1 with 3 games to go. But then there's a clump of 4-2 teams as well, because you got the West Virginia Mountaineers and Oklahoma Sooners, which is our game of the week. You also got the Kansas Jayhawks and Kansas State Wildcats, both at 4-2. Iowa State at 4-2. And I guess technically Texas Tech isn't eliminated quite yet, because they're 3-3. Everybody that's been eliminated, TCU, BYU, and Houston, and Baylor actually, are all 2-4, all mathematically eliminated. UCF got in the win column over Emory Jones because they're 1-5, and Cincinnati is 0-6. And Cincinnati's the only team that's been eliminated from bowl eligibility. So shout out to a pathetic year number 1 for the Cincinnati Bearcats because of Scott Satterfield and Emory Jones. What a terrible combo that was.
Yeah, year number 1.
Yes, you're number 1 in your heart's a big fuck you to the Cincinnati Bearcats nation. I mean, they waited all these years to get in the power conference, and then they hired Scott Satterfield and brought in Emory Jones. Just a complete embarrassment, the way that they've completely fallen off the cliff. But
I know. I gotta say, I know. Rush took Baylor as one of his dark horses, but Patty C being on Cincinnati to win the Big 12 has got to be pretty funny right now, huh?
Oh, dude,
You gotta send him a bottle of glue, courtesy of the Big 12 college experience.
Is the worst. That's the worst. That's the worst pick of the season. So shout out to Patty C.
He hit the best pick of the year on the UVA money line plus 22 game, and then also took Cincinnati to win the Big 12. Oh, the highs and lows.
The highs and lows, away we go. Yeah, poor Patty C. Let's go right into it because you're talking about a line that stinks right away. Texas Tech going to Lawrence, Kansas. 3.5 over under set at 62. Texas Tech 4-5 in league play. Kansas 7-2. I think we were 1 week off on the letdown spot. I'm going to take Texas Tech. I think they're going to win the game. I think they have had Kansas's number. And I think it continues here. I know Kansas was bad forever, but I just think that Kansas has been playing at such a high level that they're due for an egg with the Sunflower Showdown on deck. Texas Tech needs this game to get to bowl eligibility. Give me Joey McGuire and the Texas Tech Red Raiders and the points, and maybe sprinkle some on the money line. Troy, you back in your Kansas Jayhawks again?
Yeah, I see this line going down and I'm just sitting on it. This is kind of awesome. I see this as a somewhere in that 26-34 8-point range game for Kansas. They just have a little bit too much offense for Texas Tech's kind of poorly performing defense so far. I trust Bean, especially now that it's not, 4 or something like that. It's down to 3.5, maybe even getting down to 3 or so by kick. I'm laying the points with the Jayhawks. I still think they got a chance to get to the Big 12 championship.
So I think this is a game, and I agree with you, Ryan, that it's a week behind in terms of Kansas. Sometimes I look at games and you're in the middle. You're not sure. Is the line teasing you? But I ask myself something. What makes more sense? Does it make more sense for Texas Tech to be 5-5 and Kansas 7-3? Or does it make more sense for Texas Tech to be 4-6 and Kansas 8-2? In my head, I think it makes more sense for Texas Tech to be 5-5 and Kansas 7-3. I'm taking Texas Tech, and this is definitely a money line consideration. And obviously, we got Kennedy back. Doing? He is going with the home team, Kansas Jayhawks.
Kansas Jayhawks. And just a quick recap through 10 weeks. Percentage-wise, everybody is well or over 55%. I think the lowest one is 58%. I'll have the exact numbers, but everybody is hovering around that 60%, including the coin. The coin has had a good year picking games as well. So shout out to Kennedy having a good year. And, of course, our dogs have been really profitable. So looking to keep it rolling here. And let's roll right into the next game, which Courtney Love is in the building because Oklahoma State's the hottest team in the country. They're going down to the bounce house here, and they're only laying 2.5. 2.5. This line, I mean,
hater
this
alert.
This line stinks to high heaven, and I think Gundy is going to treat this like the fucking South Alabama game. I feel like he's going to fuck around in this game. A scheduled loss here coming off Bedlam. I don't think he cares if they lose this game because he knows he just needs to win the last 2 to get to Dallas. I'm on UCF. They need this game to get to bowl eligibility. I think UCF's going to win the game. It's going to be that Gus Malzahn bullshit magic game. I'll take the shiny Knights on a letdown spot for the Cowboys, and then Gundy gets the troops right for a stretch run at Dallas.
UCF ain't stopping the Olive Garden.
They might have load management for him this week. You got to slow down.
He's been doing a lot of interviews, so he might be a little tired.
Yeah.
I just think that this is more of a touchdown game than it is a field goal game. And if they're only going to require Oklahoma State to cover by 3, I'm diving directly into that stink with my boy Mike Gundy, loaded AR-15s on one side, OAN towel on the other. Just we're going down to Florida, where they're going to welcome the OAN gear on the team. When they see the OAN bus pull up, they're going to be like, these guys are pretty cool. I'm taking Oklahoma State to cover here. I see this as like 32-25 Pokes.
I get where you're coming from, Ryan, and very legitimate shot that happens. I will say, though, that if you're Gundy and you want to schedule your loss, when does it make sense? Now or maybe the last game of the season? You win your next two, you're facing the newcomers, and BYU comes to Stillwater, and you kind of know if you win the next two games, I mean, right? Oklahoma State's guaranteed to go to the Big 12 championship. So why not, play a little guys on the last week and then kind of rest them for the Big 12. So I just think it's the wrong time. And I don't want to overthink this line because, you get a little cute sometimes. So I'm going to take Oklahoma State -2.5. It feels like the right side. And I feel like college, you just pick sometimes what's obvious. Don't overthink it. Save that for the NFL.
I also feel like Wildman Dana has a better chance of beating Gundy than Gus Malzahn does. Just something about Dana, he's fucking crazy enough that he might be able to beat Gundy at his own game. But I don't know. Gus Malzahn is a little too scripty. Gundy is crazy enough to kind of throw him off enough, I think. When you counter that with Dana's just as crazy. So then you get your who knows what game.
I do think they're going to drop
that one is in
Houston
too, right?
Yeah. I do think they're going to drop one of these two. I don't think they're going to win out. I mean,
it makes sense for them to drop one of these two road back-to-back road spots.
Yeah. I at least the last three. They're dropping one because you can. Why wouldn't you? So even if it's win the next two, save it for the last week against BYU. But I think we all agree there. Kennedy's on Oklahoma State.
On the Cowboys, so I'm on the shiny Knights Island here. Let's go, Malzahn Magic. That was my preseason upset pick, so let's go. All right, real quick, let's talk about Bet365, because if you want to bet on the shiny Knights or the Cowboys, go over there, because we're brought to you by Bet365, the world's favorite sportsbook, trusted by over 88 million players worldwide. Props, sides, totals, live betting. Your 365 has you covered, and if you like boosts, you're going to love Bet365, like a 30% profit boost on your NFL same game parlay. Plus, they even have an early payout offer if your team goes up 17 points. Sign up today and choose from two bonus offers, either $1,000 first bet, safety net, or bet 5 to get 150 in bonus bets. Just head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. And if you got a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All righty, let's move along in the slate. And this game is awful, to be honest. The Baylor Bears are going. Checking what the current line is. It's actually up to 21 now. All right, so let me update that real quick. Kansas State's laying 21 against the Baylor Bears. K-State heartbreak fucking city last week. Self-imposed heartbreak city, going for it on fourth down. Baylor coming off the heartbreak loss themselves on the 2-point conversion against Dana Holgorsen, the Houston Cougars. 21 points is a lot. I think Kansas State's going to win by 17. So I'll say K-State wins 31-14. Wildcats. They got the Sunflower Shootout on deck. So
I'm on that. I'm on that 14 for Baylor. I had it. My model, which is just me deciding what I think it's going to be. But my model has it at 14-36 K-State. So at 21, I'm still going to take them to cover. I'm going to trust that 1 point. We're going to get that just enough. The Baylor defense is just so bad and so uncommitted that it seems like late in the game, K-State's got a chance to get it rolling and maybe put 2 or 3 straight drives together that really put this at way up there in that, 3 touchdowns plus.
21's a lot of points. I agree there. I think this is going to be like 20 exactly, like 34-14. And to get Baylor to 14, it's going to be like a late fourth quarter pick 6 or just some prevent defense to cover it towards the end of the game. So I could definitely see where this is a game where Kansas State's the right side till the very end. With that, I'm going Baylor. and Kennedy is going Baylor as well.
Can't
And
give
he's
up
going
on your
Baylor.
glue. Just keep huffing.
There you go. Here we go.
Why would I stop now, Troy?
Why now? No, I'm already addicted. I'm just going to keep doing this.
Let's go over to the American Conference, aka Cincinnati at Houston here. Cincinnati still winless in the fucking league. Houston laying 2.5 points. Dana, this feels like a game that Dana could fucking drop. It's like a weird fucking game, but I have liked what I've seen from the Cougars. I think that they're the better football team. They're sitting at 4-5. They got to win 2 out of 3 coming down the stretch. I think they could get to 2 out of 3, and I think that's a victory for Houston if they make a bowl game and year number 1 of the Big 12, all things considered. I'm on the Cougs. I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna. This line does stink because Cincinnati's god awful, but Cincinnati may lose by 2. Actually, I'll take Houston. I'll lay the points. Get Donovan. I trust Dana Holgorsen this time of year more than Scott Satterfield. I don't know if Cincinnati's going to win a league game.
This Cincinnati team can't convert third downs, and they can't convert in the red zone. So I know the line stinks, but this seems much more like a 6 or 7 point game to me, like 21 to 28, 22 to 29 or something like that. I'm rolling with Dana to cover, set up a pretty big game against Oklahoma State, maybe for a bowl eligibility, maybe for one welcome back laugh for him to get one on Gundy. But yeah, I'm never ever putting money in the hands of Cincinnati until Emory Jones is jettisoned to the moon.
I like Houston in this game too. I'm not going to overthink that. Similar to my Oklahoma State pick, -2.5 field goal game. And yeah, you can't put faith in Emory Jones unless, of course, it was last week. And then I think in a way this might set up when Houston and UCF play the last game of the season. Winner goes to a bowl, loser goes home. I think we're starting to get to that point. So I like that storyline. I'm going to go with that storyline. But with that being said, I'm picking Houston, and we'll see what Kennedy has to say about it. Oh my goodness, it rolled on the floor and it's on the other side of the room. Let me see, boys, if I can. 1 second. Technical difficulties. Kennedy's on the loose.
Operator error.
It would not shock me, though, if Cincinnati won this game. Just because.
I mean, it would shock me.
I mean,
all right,
most
here's the
teams
question.
do win one league game. They'll probably beat the Mountaineers and spoil the Mountaineers party at a fucking Big 12 title coming off the Oklahoma
The
win.
one game Emory Jones goes off.
Yeah, it'll be against the Mountaineers. What did Kennedy pick, right?
Do Kennedy ground floors count or only table?
Whatever it landed on, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's on Houston.
Oh, nice.
There you go. 4 in a row. 4 across the board. All right, let's go over to
Chat
the
gets
next
Cincinnati.
game.
Congratulations, Chat. You get Emory Jones.
There you go. Oh, this one this is fucking easy. Texas is coming in, controlling their own destiny at the college football playoff final trip to Fort Worth, laying 10.5. Quinn Ewers is back. Do you see that news? It broke here just a little bit ago. I don't give a shit. I don't think he's that good. TCU is going to win this football game. They will be able to pass the ball all over that Texas secondary, just like K-State was able to in the second half, just like Houston was able to in the second half. Prime time under the lights. You're going to see a sea of purple there at the end of the game because TCU is going to storm the field and spoil the Longhorns party going to the SEC. TCU outright. Let's go.
I see this as almost exactly 10. So that extra that hook is total bait, and I'm biting. I'm hoping for that extra half point, really playing a big one here. I almost see this being like 27-17. I don't think it's a real up and down game. I think there's not much pace to it. I think TCU causes enough of an issue here that extra half point is I'm going to take the points and hang with the Horned Frogs.
I think Texas wins this game by a touchdown. I think they win by 7. I think you could be in a situation where it's to the end of the game. TCU's down 10. They have to get kind of that 2-1 where they kick a field goal and have time for the onside kick, something like that. But similar to what you're saying, I also have to say this: it goes up half a point because Ewers is starting over Murphy. they're saying Ewers is only worth half a point over. That says everything you need to know about
wait. It's 12.5 now.
Okay. That makes a
Yeah.
little more sense. Okay. So we're 12.5. I'll still take that 2.5 points. Actually, I prefer it even so. But yeah, I still think it's a touchdown game. I don't care if it's Murphy. I don't care if it's Ewers in there. I don't care if it's Peyton Manning himself or Arch Manning or whatever Manning. Put any Manning in there. I'm going to take TCU plus 12.5. And then I think they lose in Ames next week. And then Texas Tech Thanksgiving weekend spoils. I think that's the Texas school to spoil them from.
They're going to lose all three.
Well, hey, even better. Hey, we predicted that Oklahoma might do lose their last 5. Or
this is Oklahoma from a couple of weeks ago where they've been playing with fire. They've been getting lucky as hell. Yes, they're gonna shit themselves here down the stretch.
Good old Kennedy is on Texas.
Oh, he hates Dallas.
Yeah,
between those two.
Hey, wouldn't it be ironic? There you go. There's the lights again. YouTube.com/Scholars Experience. Wouldn't it be fitting though if they lost in Dallas again? I know Fort Worth and Dallas are technically separate, but it's same area. Lost at the Cotton Bowl. Now it's time to lose in Fort Worth. I mean, how healthy do you think yours is too? That's my other question.
I don't care. He's Quinn.
I don't think he's that good.
I don't.
Yeah, he's just too hot and cold for you to think he's going to have a complete game right back after injury, right?
Yeah, this is going to be like Kansas against what's her name, Oklahoma. They're going to talk about this for years and years with their grandkids. Let's go, Frogs! How they beat the sorry ass Longhorns on the way to the SEC. Real quick, we'll go to Provo on the other side of this because we're brought to you by Game Time. If you want to go to Fort Worth or if you want to go to Provo this weekend, get over to Game Time because tickets are. Event stressful, fast, easy way, sports, music, comedy, a theater near you with killer last-minute deals, flash deals, last-minute tickets, easy way to find every event of your seats. Lowest price guaranteed, event cancellation policy as well. Don't plan months in advance. It's overrated. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets, football, basketball, baseball, and much more. And, of course, they send it right to you. All of us like using Game Time as well. So download the Game Time app, create that account, use the code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets because you can win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with parlays, props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer with historical data. Enter any parlay into the revolutionary parlay so you can break down each and every leg by percentages. Stop betting in the dark. Join over 30,000 users researching Hall of Fame Bets to craft a more intelligent, data-driven parlay. Download the Hall of Fame Bets or visit HOFBets.com. Code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All righty. I think that our money line round robin at the end is going to be pretty fucking easy. And this one, I got a feeling is going to make the list. Iowa State is laying 8 in Provo. I understand that BYU is not very good. They're not that really good a football team, but they're really good at home. And this is a personal game that Rush will touch on here in a minute. I have not heard about Keaton Slovis. He is a soft ass because he went to the University of Pittsburgh. And, I mean, he was scared to get his ass beat last week. And that's why he sat out. I forgot about that angle. There's no way I should have taken BYU last week. That was a terrible pick. But I will gladly take BYU on a bounce back here after getting drilled by 4 touchdowns, coming back to Provo against Iowa State. Who the hell is Iowa State to be laying more than a touchdown on the road? No chance. BYU wins this football game. Troy?
Yeah, I had this one at 24-22, Iowa State, for the sake of I'm definitely taking the 8 points with BYU for sure. I think the defense is good enough to grind it out and slow the game down. I think if they get a defensive touchdown, though, that's how they win the game. If they can come up with like a special teams play or a defensive play that leads to an easy touchdown, they don't even necessarily have to get it in the end zone, but, give their team a really, really short field or something like that. One of those plays flips this game. Definitely sprinkle the money line, though. I mean, it's Provo.
Yes.
It is Provo. BYU's winning this game back when BYU was trying to join the Big 12, 2015, 16, 17, around that time. The Iowa State student government was the reason they weren't able to. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but this is a revenge spot for BYU. And I want to say this because I know BYU's not good, but they're not bad either. They are that middle area. And if they get a bowl their first year in the Big 12, especially with not having an offensive line or a running game to depend on, not because of their running backs, but because of their offensive line and all those injuries they've had on defense, that's a great season for BYU. It's a great way to start. I mean, they're going to be a long-term, they're going to be in the top in the long term, especially with the Holy War being back on track. BYU's winning this game. I predicted this game being a killing to start the season. Now that I see kind of BYU's line, maybe not a killing, but BYU's winning this game.
I agree. Let's go.
And
they're going to be in our money line round robin.
Kennedy agrees. And if Kennedy's willing to become a soaker for a weekend, he believes in that pick.
Yes, he does. Let's
Yeah,
go,
that's asking
Kennedy.
a lot of that guy.
I was just making sure I had the updated line for the game of the week in the Big 12 because we got the only battle of two lost teams. So we're all on BYU, by the way. All right. West Virginia, which you could argue is maybe the hottest team other than Oklahoma State in the league right now, is going to Norman. And the Oklahoma Sooners are coming off back-to-back losses. They're laying 13 points. Get the fuck out of here with this line. I mean, what is it? Every time I say this, West Virginia wins. What is this? The freaking 14th place line versus the first place? I mean, what is this?
Seems like it.
This game is for not the inside track to Dallas, but to stay alive in the race. And
loser leaves town in terms of Dallas.
Yeah, this is a loser leaves town. Yeah. Oklahoma is going to be leaving town, and they're going to be pounding their way to the fucking SEC after this game. Boomer Sooner is going to take it on the chin right up the middle, just like Oklahoma State did. West Virginia runs for 200-plus yards once again, just like they did last year against him. And they should have won 2 years ago when Caleb Williams was there, Spencer Rattler and all those guys, Lincoln Riley. Final revenge in Norman. West Virginia wins the last two in this series with Oklahoma on the way out. Let's go Mountaineers outright. Troy, how about you?
See, I saw this one on the college football graphs page. They just put out, whatever advanced statistics they have, and it gives you a simulated score. And it was exactly 20-33. But a lot of those metrics for the Oklahoma offense and defense, they should just do like the last 4 weeks so you could see the comparison between what was really stacking those numbers a lot in their favor. There's no way this is a 13-point game. Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised if West Virginia won this on the money line. I will be betting West Virginia on the money line here. Give me the 13 points for sure. I just think West Virginia knows when it gets a little chippy and it's close at the end of the game in Norman. I think West Virginia knows their identity, and I think Oklahoma still hasn't found exactly what that is. Give me CJ Donaldson in this one. Yeah. If he gets to that 150 number, it's toast.
Jaheim White, too. He picked either one, if not both. This is easy. Garrett Green has unfinished business in Norman. His first career start was there. If it maybe wasn't for, the Zach Frazier snapping the ball over, miscommunication or a holding penalty. It took Oklahoma never led that game. It took a, walk-off field goal to do it. Oklahoma's drowning right now. They're struggling, and when they kind of realize they're out of it, they get very soft. There's holes in this Oklahoma team. I think our line's better than theirs. Garrett Green can sling the ball. He can run the ball. He can do both. This is, dude, I really don't think I'm being biased here. I really think West Virginia is going to win this game. They'll definitely cover. I really think they are. I'm with you guys. 13's way too much. Never mind. Wrong team favored.
Last week was a dream crusher for Oklahoma. That was as deflating a loss.
Here's what helps. Ever. Kennedy's on OU, so we don't have the graphic to worry about. That game day graphic. So good job, Kennedy. You did your job.
He's on OU in Texas. Oh, you're gonna eat shit here, Kennedy.
I see Garrett Green is playing a lot more like how you would expect Dylan Gabriel to be playing.
Yeah.
What you would think Dylan Gabriel was doing in the eyes of this line and how much media they've gotten recently.
They switched like
we said earlier this week. Garrett Green's better than Dylan Gabriel.
No doubt.
Now he is.
Right now he certainly is.
Garrett Green might be the best quarterback right now in the Big 12. Like, I'm
Could
trying
be.
to think. I mean, Will Howard's back to being good. I know Alan Bowman's playing high.
Ollie Gordon in the direct snap.
Yeah. Hey, Texas fans, I'll take Garrett Green every day of the week over fucking Quinn Ewers. I can tell you that. Hey, 100%. He's a gamer. So, all right, let's go into our lock, dog, and tease. I'll lead it off right back to where we came from. Lock it up the Mountaineers, man.
Easy.
Fucking not overthinking this. Give me my Mountaineers, our Mountaineers. Lock it up. They've been good to us, man. They've been the best teams.
Got some nice
with the
wood
lock
here.
and dog. Let's go.
I'm locking Houston. Emory Jones is on the other team. I'm locking Houston. This is a simple one. Just lock everybody that plays Emory. Fuck that guy.
This is easy. Locking West Virginia. I'm with you, Ryan.
For my dog, TCU. Let's go. They're going to win this game, send Texas to the fucking SEC, plus 350 on the money line. Let's go Frogs.
Rush, do your dog first to make sure that I pick a different one.
Oh, this is easy. BYU.
I knew he was going to
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the Mountaineers as my dog then. We won't.
There you go.
Yeah, we won't get all that crazy. I'm not picking the Glue Factory Baylor as my dog, no matter how many points you're going to give them. But I think West Virginia could win that one straight up for sure. So
yeah, 100%. Troy tease. I will tease Kansas up to 9.5. Or sorry, Texas Tech up to 9.5. 1-score game. I expect a good one here. I'm teasing UCF up to 8.5. I think that's a good game. And I will tease. I'll see Cincinnati to 8.5. I think that's going to be a close game. I think
Cincinnati loses by 9 on an Emory Jones safety.
Probably.
What if you lose that bet on an Emory Jones safety?
But Dana doesn't blow out. Dana doesn't blow out anybody. Every win for Dana's been by like the skin of their teeth by
He's
1
never played
point.
Emory Jones though.
They played Cincinnati a lot though in the Big 12 or in the AAC. So we'll see.
You're right.
All right, Troy.
So we're going to tease all the big numbers bigger. We're going to tease West Virginia to 19. That's easy. We're going to tease TCU to 16.5. That's easy. And we're going to tease
18.5 now.
18.5. And we're going to tease BYU to 14 at home in Provo.
Like it.
I like it.
I'm taking Cincinnati out. Give me BYU. You're right. You're right.
14 points in Provo. Come on.
Yeah, good call.
You don't want to count at all. You could give Emory Jones 45 points. I'm not counting on him.
Fucking idiot will fucking throw a pick six. You're right.
Actually, I like that. I'm putting BYU in mine too. All right, BYU plus 14, Houston plus 4.5, and Texas Tech plus 9.5.
Teasing it across. That's a good one for Houston.
There you go. And I think we all agree on our moneyline round robin because I'm just going to put all three of our dogs in. TCU, the Horned Frogs for me, West Virginia Mountaineers of Troy, and the BYU Cougars of Rush. Easy. And at bet 365 right now, 70-6 to 1.
Oh, that's
I already
real,
bet this.
Real man of Degens. We salute you.
You put
Big
$20 on this. $20 on this to win 15 hundo. Let's go.
Done.
Every game is gonna be.
If any of you guys got a free bet out there anywhere, try and plug that in. Obviously, we got to plug Bet365 because they're the proud sponsor of the college experience. But if you got a free bet somewhere, do so.
What if you went West Virginia and BYU on the money line and you took the extra 12.5 with TCU instead of straight up? How much lower is that?
It'd be boring. TCU, where you at? TCU. That one's 32 to 1. If you want to do that, Troy. Bad.
Give me them points. I think Texas might sneak that one out. I still the angle that the Big 12 is jobbing them into the championship is still on my mind. After watching that Houston game, it's hard to not think that there's it's angels in the outfield bullshit, fucking referees in the backfield. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think TCU might blow them out, to be honest. I think they're going to fuck them up.
I
think Texas is walking into a buzzsaw here. Final time. And then I think they're going to get their ass beat named. So I think this is going to be Oklahoma's double road trip as well. So 76-1 on that one. If you want to take the points like Troy is, 33-1. I am on all those money lines. Rush, going to be a great weekend in the Big 12. By the way, all those are primetime games too. So
yep.
Get a couple drinks in you.
Gotta get the quad box.
And cheer on your fucking dogs here. So let's go. Rush, tell everybody what we got going on.
At Rambling Rush, Twitter, Instagram, at Ryan and Rush Show, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram as well. We'll have the Ryan and Rush Show keys to victory against Oklahoma later today. Check that out. And we also have a Twitter chat tonight that we're taking part of. A lot of the local media here in Morgantown, we're getting together, having a nice Twitter chat. So Ryan and I will be on there as well. Starts at 6:00. Find us on Twitter and be a good time. It'll be recorded too. So we'll retweet or re-X or whatever the recording when it's done. So thank you all for your support. Love you. It's going to be a great weekend in the Big 12.
Always is.
Yeah, just find me over at the X, just at Troy Chewning, the full name. I guess you could search DC Sports Messiah because that's the alter ego over there on that one. But yeah, it's about to be harvest time for the last 4 plants. We're getting into that time of year where it's time to start making real big meals and just sitting in front of the couch watching sports and yelling at the TV all goddamn day long.
Troy's going to be smoking meats and smoking green.
Yeah.
Green mowing, weed growing. Big 12 guru Troy Chewning. There you go. I got it this time. You guys can find me at Moneyline_Mac. We'll have another basketball episode out next week for you guys. And of course, we'll recap it and go to our Big 12 game of the week on Tuesday, as well as our next pick, Week 12, next Thursday. Go check out the College Football Experience. They broke down every game already. Go check out the main sports gambling podcast, where they already broke down all the NFL and college games and got everything going on. Go check out the College Basketball Experience every single night at midnight. That chat is a riot, so if you want to hop in there and join the fun, please do so. And, of course, subscribe to the Big 12 College Experience. So that's all I got, and I think let's leave it right here. Let's go Gundy on the way out. Guns up, baby. OAN Gundy, and we are out of here. Where's it at?